Now, with a backdrop of the northeast coastline, a soundtrack from Sam Fender and a stellar cast, the new crime thriller Jackdaw has all the ingredients to be a British classic.
So the thriller follows the story of Jack Dawson, the former motocross champion, Army veteran, returns to Teesside to care for his brother after their mother dies. We're joined now by two of the film stars, Oliver Jackson-Cohen and Jenna Coleman. Very good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Oliver, you've got very big feet.
Huge feet.
And I understand that you had to learn how to ride the motorbike for the production.
Yes.
Were the feet an issue? Was it a problem on the...
Yeah. We had to get a stunt double to do the feet.
Just the feet?
Yes, learning to ride a motorbike. And they called me, like, before we started, and they said, Can you ride a bike? And I said, well, like, I can ride like a push bike, so it's going to be the same thing. And then quickly learnt that
it's very different.
It's very different.
Isn't the rule in acting that if you're going for a role, you just say yes, whatever? Can you paraglide? Yes. Is that right, Jenny? You just say you can do it and then deal with it afterwards.
Yeah, that's the rule, but there's always consequences.
Aha.
Yeah, as we've learned.
Did you also have to learn?
I mean, I did not really have to do anything other than kind of stand looking like I knew what to do with a bike.
OK.
I had a couple of lessons, but, yeah, let's just say none of it is me riding.
Well, talk us through the film, then. We saw from the trailer how adrenaline-fuelled it is, how pumped it is. How does the story evolve?
Ollie?
Wow. So it's about a man who comes home to look after his brother following their mother's death and agrees to pick up this mysterious package for money. It goes wrong and his brother goes missing, so he sort of heads out into the night to face all the things he's been running from in his past and comes across...
His former lover.
His former lover, Jenna.
His former sweetheart, Beau. But it's all kind of continuous action. It all covers...
And it's over one night.
It's all over one night, yeah. There was a really good piece, I think, described it as like a chaotic nighttime odyssey. But it's very adrenaline-fueled. It's quite heightened, flamboyant in places. It kind of sits in between a lot of, like, genres.
OK.
And I don't know, Oliver, whether it's helpful or unhelpful, but you spend a lot of the film inside a motorbike helmet.
I do.
I mean, almost all of the film, basically, you've got a helmet on.
Pretty much.
Is it helpful if you get your lines wrong?
I did the whole thing in ADR. Yeah, none of it. I never learnt a line.
You just have to work really hard with the eyes.
Yeah, it's really hard.
The eyes are doing all the work. But it is true, isn't it? Because you're either on the motorbike or doing your dialogue with the helmet still on.
Yeah, trying to because the whole thing, we shot pretty much the whole film at night. So also trying to see your eyes at night in a helmet was a nightmare. So they had to have these specific lights that would shoot light into, just so you could see something and not just like a round head.
Not just bobbing around.
Just bobbing around.
Do you know what? As soon as you both walked in, my mind was taken to Wilderness, the Prime series that you both starred in together. And then that is a very different backdrop to Wilderness, which was the Canadian Wilderness. And then it was just a few weeks turnaround before filming that.
Yeah, we both found ourselves with very different costumes, different hair, different accents.
Different accents.
Hello.
Yeah, very different setting. It was great, though. There's a picture that Jenna sent me that is like the first day of Wilderness, and we're so sort of prim and
fresh,
like tans, you know what I mean? And then we end in sort of January, just like really washed up, me for like having just come out the North Sea
and cold.
Yeah, and cold.
Gothic, kind of like exhausted January. Yeah.
Because I think what's the phrase you use for the setting with this? Is it gritty? Is that the right word? Because it is gritty, isn't it? This production.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that word is sort of used. It's quite a hard film to sort of pinpoint and sort of say what it is. I feel like what you said about sort of chaotic odyssey, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, the story's like really familiar, but I think what Jamie Charles, who wrote and directed it, he's done something so spectacular with sort of taking a familiar story and making it so incredibly cinematic and... Yeah,
it's got like a nod to the like 80s, 90s cinema, and I think it was really important that it wasn't like a kitchen sink drama. So it's gritty, but also on quite a cinematic scale.
Yeah.
And makes the most of the setting in the northeast.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We shot the whole thing in the northeast as well, so it was. Yeah.
And what about I almost say this: you are actors, so what you do is you act. So doing accents is part of acting. But you were in Teesside last night, weren't you, for the premiere? Right. I imagine there are a lot of people there thinking, have they got the accents right?
We so quickly left after the screening to avoid any criticism or potentially maybe one compliment, but no. How?
But you're Mancunian in it.
I am.
OK, and I am a thoroughbred Manx, so I will be judging you on that.
Please do. Please do.
And what research went into doing that?
We worked actually with a dialect coach, a brilliant dialect coach who helped us. The film came together so quickly though. I mean, after finishing Wilderness, it was sort of 4 weeks and then we were on set. So it was the script was still being written and developed. So it was a sort of mad dash to get accents and giant feet and helmet.
And
you know
Jenna,
what I mean?
you
All together.
I just happened to notice when you sat down. Spectacularly big feet. Anyway, we'll leave that one there. Nice to see you both this morning. Thank you very much.
Sadly for you both, we've run out of time to test your accent, so sadly, you've got to judge it on the film. But thank you very much. You can watch Jackdaw in cinemas from tomorrow.